Number 2 of the Community Focus programme. Dave with you until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Annie Rose, Ellen and Tina are still here. Before we get to your ambassadorial role with the Achalasia Awareness Organisation, Annie, tell us the story. So there is one food that you really miss, isn't there?
Yeah. I'll tell you the story. So basically, when I was going in for my helamotomy surgery, I remember before I was getting put out, the doctor said to me, he was like, "Oh, Annie, I bet you can't wait to eat steak after this." And I dreamt about cartoon steak, just running in a field with loads of cartoon steak, like Looney Tunes steak. And when I woke up, I kept saying to my mum and dad, steak, and they've got a video, and I look absolutely crazy, but I was just trying to explain to him that, I dreamt of steak, I want steak, and I can't even eat it. So I'm a bit disappointed, but...
So there we go, that was Annie's favourite that you can't have.
Steak.
So, it's, at the moment, it's incurable. Are we saying that will always be the, or, with medical research the way that it is, one day are you hoping that somebody will just come along and say, we found a cure for this?
I am hoping, I'm very hopeful in that, because I feel like if you set yourself up for failure, if you sit there and think, no, there's no cure, that's it, you've got nothing to work for. And I do honestly think with people changing, with people helping, raising as much awareness as possible, one day there could be a cure for this, there could be a cure for anything. But at the moment there is no cure, and because it's a very rare disease, there's not much funding for research to find one either, so that's the case.
One of the many reasons that you are amazing is you found the Achalasia Awareness Organisation and you've become an ambassador. So how did you become an ambassador? What happened?
I was just so desperate, and I was just typing in on the internet, Achalasia, what is it? And I found the website, and next thing you know, I was messaging the page, and Nancy, all the team members, the women, they were just helping me so much through my journey. They were telling me all about their journey, they were giving me tips, things not to eat, and I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't have found them. They've been there for me since the very beginning, and I'm just so thankful that I did find them. But basically I wanted to give back to them what they did for me, so I decided, I'm going to start raising funds for Achalasia Awareness Organisation whilst raising awareness for Achalasia. So that's what I did in 2017, September, because September's Achalasia Awareness Month. I climbed Snowdon with a bunch of my friends, and we managed to raise £500. And then this year, I've had 2 charity events, so the open mic night, the charity ball, and just given page on Facebook. And my total so far is around £1,600 for Achalasia. Yeah, I am really happy with that total. It's not, a massive amount, but every penny, honestly, it counts. Every person who gets educated on Achalasia, that's my job done. So
Tina, isn't it amazing? I mean, she's living with Achalasia, she's having to manage food and be careful and all this business, and then she decides, do you know what, I'm going to fundraise and I'm going to do all these wonderful things just to raise awareness and hopefully help somebody that may be in a similar position to me. That must make you as mum feel very proud.
Very proud. It's overwhelming. It really is. When she told me that she was going to walk up Snowdon, I begged with her, please don't do it, Annie Rose, you've only just had that operation. 8 weeks down the line, you were walking up Snowdon.
I didn't realise at the time how difficult that was, but hey ho, I did it.
Was it a bit of a struggle?
It was.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. I'll tell you a little story about it. Me and my friends, I can't thank them enough for doing it with me, but it was such a struggle getting up. It was tiring. We were all complaining, but just out of my legs hurt. And when we got to the top, honestly, a man next to me, I looked down and he had no legs, He had a massive bag on his back and he was climbing up Snowdon, and I just looked at everyone. I went, what are we complaining about? What are we complaining about? Let's get up to that summit, and that's exactly what we did.
Ellen,
yes.
tell us about. We'll do the other thing a bit later.
No problem.
But tell us about the ball that you went to, because this is how I found out
Yeah.
about Annie Rose.
So, as if she hadn't raised enough money already, Annie Rose does. She holds a charity ball, and I get invited along to this Facebook page that pops up, and it's just a night where we all get to get dressed up in fancy dresses and go and learn about Achalasia, and the amount of like friends that we made, sat on a table. We've met new people in Annie's family. They're just all so like positive about everything. You know, all of them are happy. They're there to raise money. I got an excuse to wear my prom dress again. My mum was really happy. And Annie Rose did a quiz, and it was so educational because following Annie and trying to learn about Achalasia so I can educate my friends. I thought I knew quite a lot, and then you had questions that were like A, B, C, and you know what makes something count as a rare disease.
Yeah.
We thought we knew the answers. We were throwing the signs up in the air. We were completely wrong about most of it. So it was just a really good night, you know.
Annie Rose, when was the ball?
The ball was at the 3rd of August. Yeah, it was the 3rd of August.
So I think that was when I think the day after, or the same night. I think I got a message.
I think that's when it was.
What Ellen hasn't said, and I think we should mention, is that you stood up and made a speech that night.
I'd written a speech, and I didn't follow the speech. I can't even explain to you what happened. I just stood up, and before I knew it, I was just reading off words, and everyone was saying how, you know, it was a great speech, but I sort of wish that I had it on camera so I could look back and be like, oh, that's what I said. But yeah.
Tina, you were there.
I was there.
You were
yes.
there. How? So when Annie Rose stands up and does this speech, what are you sort of sitting there? What are you thinking?
I'm just amazed with her. I'm in awe with her, you know. But she did break down at one point, which was very hard for me to have to go and stand by her. And even as a mother, just listening to the word achalasia, I have to remind myself that it is an incurable disease. It's a life-threatening disease. She goes through it every day. Never a complaint. No,
it's brilliant, isn't it? It's great.
Yeah.
What we'll do next is we will talk about events coming up. We'll talk about something that has very, very recently happened as well. We'll do that very, very shortly. First of all, we're going to play this from Coldplay, and really this just sums up Annie Rose and what she's done and what she continues to do. This is called Sky Full of Stars.